If you're walking through a season of fear and uncertainty right now, this message from David is for you.
My name is David. I was a shepherd boy, and later a king, but more than anything, I was just a man who trembled with fear and stumbled through failure. People tend to remember my victories, but what I remember most clearly are the moments I fell apart. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Are you holding on right now? Somewhere, somehow, all by yourself? In a place where nobody sees you, where nobody seems to notice what you're carrying. Just getting through each day the best you can. I know that feeling. I was the youngest son, while my brothers stood in front of people and made names for themselves. I was out in the fields alone, watching over a flock of sheep. The fields were quiet, but inside me, it was anything but. Every time a lion or a bear came for the flock, I had to face it with nothing but a sling and a staff. But honestly, that fight wasn't really about the animals. It was a fight against the fear inside me. Can I actually get through this? Can I keep going when no one is watching and no one cares? Night after night, with no one around, I had to come face to face with how weak I really was. And it was right there, in that weakness, in that loneliness, that I started singing toward the sky. I'd play my harp and just pour everything out. And somewhere along the way, those songs became prayers. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That wasn't something I said from a place of comfort or abundance. That was a cry that came up from an empty field in the middle of an empty night. I had nothing. But He was filling me, even then. But the darkest nights of my life came later. The king turned on me. Not because I'd done anything wrong, just out of jealousy. And overnight, I became a fugitive. One day I was sitting at the king's table. The next, I was hiding in a cave. The cave of Adullam, the wilderness of En-Gedi. These were my hiding places. And the very places where fear had its grip on me the tightest. Does any of that sound familiar? Are you in a season right now where you can't see the end of the tunnel? Where you don't know how much longer you can keep going like this? Where you've been waiting and waiting, but nothing seems to change? I lived like a fugitive for over 10 years. Every single day, not knowing if this would be the day I got caught. But here's what actually broke me down. It wasn't the threat of the spear. It was the questions that kept rising up inside me. Am I really chosen? Or have I been abandoned? Where is God in all of this? Have you ever felt that way? You believe, you pray, and yet nothing changes. And you start to wonder why. In the middle of all that, I picked up my harp again. My hands were shaking. My heart was torn in two, but I didn't stop playing. The music didn't change my circumstances, but it held me together. When I poured everything out before God, every fear, every doubt, every dark thought, I could breathe again. The pain was still there, but I wasn't alone in it. Now, I need to be honest with you about something. After I became king, I made the worst choice of my life. I had power. I had security. I had nothing left to fear. And that was exactly when I collapsed. I took Bathsheba for myself, and then I arranged for her husband Uriah, a loyal, faithful soldier, to be sent to his death so I could cover it up. I told myself no one would ever find out, but my own soul knew. Are you carrying something right now that no one else knows about? Something you can't bring yourself to say out loud to anyone? A weight you've been holding alone, maybe for a long time? I remember those nights, my pillow soaked with tears. My heart caved in like a broken down wall. People were still calling me king, but I couldn't even look at myself. I wanted to run from it, but I didn't. Instead, I got on my knees before God and laid everything out. Every ugly, shameful piece of it. No excuses, no explanations. I just asked him to put something clean and honest back inside me. Those tears were my shame, but they were also where my healing began. God did not turn away from a broken heart. He was bigger than my sin. He was deeper than my failure. Here's what I've come to understand. Sometimes we fall apart because of what life throws at us. And sometimes we fall apart because of choices we made ourselves. The shape of those two kinds of pain looks different, but the weight of them feels the same. I cried in the wilderness when I was being hunted. And I cried in the palace when I couldn't carry the weight of what I'd done. In both places, I was just a weak human being, and there was nowhere else to go but to God. And every time, He was there. Is your heart unsteady right now? Are you afraid of what's ahead, or worn down by what's behind? Is there something, guilt, regret, a secret, that you've been carrying alone? I get it. I really do. Because I was that person too, crying on that same road. Please don't try to push the anxiety down. Don't try to hide the fear. Don't white-knuckle your way through the guilt alone. Just come to God as you are, with your tears, with your mess, with all of it. That's all you need to do. When I look back over my whole life now, I can see it clearly. God was there in every single season. In the empty fields where no one saw me. In the caves where I hid in the dark. In the most shameful nights of my life, He was there. The hard places didn't destroy me. They shaped me. The places of suffering became the places where I worshiped most deeply and where I met God most clearly. The faith you've been holding on to, it has not been wasted. Even when you couldn't see it, even when you couldn't feel it, that faith has carried you to where you are right now. And here's the thing, we're not the ones holding on to Him. He is the one holding on to us. So tonight, even in the fear, take one more step. That's how I lived. That's how I survived. That's how I got back up. He'll be with you on the road ahead, too. Because He is our shepherd, and that means we can keep walking, all the way to the end. I'll be praying that the God who is greater than every fear in your life will walk with you and bless you every step of the way.